What is up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Today, I've got a new video for all of you. So, about a week ago, I went online to my Instagram and my Facebook story, and I posted these stories asking you guys to send me questions that I would do on a Q&A video. And finally, I've gotten the time to make this video. So today, I'm gonna answer your guys' questions about me and about my channel, or just any random questions. So simple, you guys ask the questions and I'm gonna answer them. What I did is I put I wrote the questions down and I put them in this cup, and I'm just gonna pick them up one at a time and then answer them. So I did read the questions, but I didn't really form any answer yet because I just want to answer off the top of my head. Okay guys, so these questions, whoever sent them in, I will post their picture here or here somewhere on the screen, so you can go follow them on Instagram, and it's like a quick shout out. So yeah, so next time I do a Q&A, if you want to get a shout out, then too bad. No, I'm just playing. Next time I post a story, hit me up, and then who knows, your question might be asked and you might get plugged. Okay guys, so let's just get straight into it. Favorite superhero. Okay, so some of these questions I actually wrote myself. There was only like 15 questions and I wanted to round it up, so I added like six papers. Anyways, favorite superhero. I mean, if it wasn't obvious. Anyways, my favorite superhero is the Flash.
Surprise, motherfucker.
No, I'm just playing, guys. Favorite superhero is Batman. For those people who know me, of course, Batman is my favorite superhero. Second favorite superhero is Cyborg, if you didn't know that. Why would you ask? Next question. Favorite color. Oh, okay. Again, this is another one that I wrote, so thanks, Tyler. Follow my Instagram, y'all. Favorite color. Long story. So when I was young, I had that set of 12 crayons, or I think it was 6 or whatever. But for those original crayons, there were no other colors. Wait, what?
What the fuck was
Rewind.
that?
So for that original like 6-piece crayons, or 8 or whatever, how many it was, they only had red, blue, green, yellow, black, I guess purple, I'm not sure, but they didn't have gold. And gold was my favorite color growing up, and it still is my favorite color now, but there was never any gold crayon, so I had to settle, and I said my favorite color is yellow. If I'm famous and somebody asks you what's Tyler's favorite color and you say yellow, well, you're wrong. Nah, you're kind of right, but my real favorite color is gold, everyone. So next question. Okay, so this is the first question coming from somebody on Instagram. This comes from my girlfriend's little sister, Rowena. Follow her on Instagram at rmarie with 3 E's Seno. Rmarie Seno. What new skill have you learned during quarantine? I'm pretty sure that quarantine is the first time a lot of us, especially us like 18 to 30 years old. Nah, this is too old. 18 to like 25 years old. We've spent a lot of time at home. So I learned... What did I learn? One, I kind of learned how to cook. I can do any form of egg meal, like hard-boiled, soft-boiled, runny, ew, scrambled, sunny side up. But here's the thing, I think everyone can cook an egg, so this is not really crazy. No. I learned a lot of car stuff, car maintenance, especially now since we can't go anywhere, so nobody's been able to maintain the cars, so I've just been doing that. Next question. This comes from Jared Labrador. Follow him on Instagram, y'all. His question is, if a tree falls down and no one is there to hear it, will it make a sound? Thinking emoji. Double arm confused guy. Like this. Will it make a noise? Yeah, yes, of course it'll make a noise. That's like when your mom calls you and then you didn't hear her voice. She gets mad in a while and you're like, what the I didn't hear you. And she's like, I was calling you. So who's at fault? Well, of course you're at fault because it's your mom.
Yeah.
You guys get the analogy. You don't have to hear it for it to be present. That's like, we can't see our brains. So does that mean we don't have brains? Thanks for that question, Jared. Next question. Are you more an artistic or mathematic person? Okay, funny story. I'm actually both. Nah, I'm just playing. I don't think you have to be Well, it depends how you define artistic. Artistic can be like in terms of creativity. It can also be in terms of like individuality or uniqueness, like how different are you from others, or it could just be like how aesthetically appealing is something you do, like making your room, folding your clothes, or drawing, or cooking, like plating, like setting up a plate. I'm none of those. I would say that I'm more mathematic because math is my favorite subject. I know I'm a nerd.
Oh, what a loser!
You know, numbers don't lie. It's just more simple, and you can use math to solve any problem, you know. Anyways, next question. This comes from my sister Shandy. Follow her on Insta at HoboShan. Should be here. Who are your top 3 favorite actors and why? Okay, so quick story. Me and my sister, whenever we watch a movie with one of our, like, an actor we like, always like call dibs on who's favorite actor. So we were watching a movie the other day with Jake Gyllenhaal, and I was like, yo, Jake Gyllenhaal's my favorite actor. And she was like, oh, crap. And then so we watched another movie and she was like, oh yeah, I like Mark Wahlberg. He's my favorite actor. And I was like, damn it. Okay, she got him. Anyways, so that's why she asked me this question. My 3 favorite actors. 1, Will Smith. Will Smith, like number 1. If you followed him in his younger years, he had this show called Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And that is a TV show that like really influenced me, inspired me in terms of humor, in terms of like looking at life, how Will grew up. You know, when you have those type of TV shows that you follow since you're young, I don't know, there's just something about these old TV shows where like they had so much life in them, like Fresh Prince, George Lopez, Cosby Show. I didn't watch a lot of it, but I watched My Wife and Kids, Full House, you know, like, I don't know, the ones you grew up with. Number 2, I don't know if he's one of my favorite, but one that I really look up to is The Rock. I really like his story. If you don't know his story, he was like a poor wrestler. He made it into the NFL, but then he got cut because of an injury, I think. I'm not sure. Then he joined wrestling, and then he made it big. His dad was a former wrestler. He just like, he's been working hard his whole life. Yeah, and I really respect The Rock. Number 3, Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves, man. He's one of my favorite actors. He's one of my favorite people, you know, like, he has this quote, you don't have to be happy to have a good life. You know, that's so deep. To say that type of quote, you have to like have experienced a lot life has to offer, you know, the good and the bad. I really like Keanu Reeves, and he's really like a humble guy. Have you seen these videos on YouTube or like anywhere online of him just chilling on a bus, or I mean on a train, or like on a bus bench, or just like being anywhere feeding birds and his dog? Like deep down, I think he might really be John Wick. Like, he just doesn't want to be effed with. He just wants to live peacefully. Yeah, so Keanu Reeves. Yeah, thanks for that question, sister. If you could have a superpower, what would it be? Simple.
Easy.
Be rich.
What are your superpowers again?
I'm rich.
If I had a superpower, realistically, like, I have this idea, like, about conventional superpowers. What does that mean? Like, if you're John Earl Sweeko and you're watching this video, then you know what I mean. I've explained it to you. Conventional superpowers that are not useful in any way except for the scenario that you use them in. So example is a long ass line. You're at the bank or somewhere with long ass lines and you need to get to the front. Boom, front of the line guy. You see these superpowers, like you snap and you're at the front of the line and nobody will get mad at you. Another one, end tape man. You know when you're like peeling at a piece of tape and you're trying to get the end and you just don't know, you just keep on rolling it like end tape guy, end tape man, whatever. Like, he knows where the end of the tape is always. So my superpower would be pull a chair out of anywhere. Think about it. When you go to the mall, there's always a lack of chairs. Don't tell me there isn't. You go to the mall, like you're with your family or with your significant other, and they want to go shopping and you're just tired. You want to sit down, but you can't. I'm kind of lazy like that, but I just want to sit down while I'm waiting for what, like 5 minutes? Just let me sit down. Pull a chair out of anywhere though. Boom. You just sit down. And nobody will like, whoa, where'd he get that chair from? They're just jealous because you're sitting down while they have to stand up and wait for their girlfriend to finish shopping. Okay, next question. This one comes from Yanni, my close friend. Follow him on Instagram here. What is the pathophysiology of leprosy? Okay, for those who don't know, I'm a physical therapy student, 5th year. Let me graduate, CDU, please. So we have these examinations where we pick a case and we're gonna answer them. Leprosy is it's a chronic infectious disease of the skin been 3 months since I've done anything school related. Sorry, Yan, I wasn't able to answer your question, but follow Yanni here on Instagram. Next question. This one comes from my classmate Stephanie. I follow her at Boom Funny. Is this like Boom Panis? Like Boom Panis or Boom Fanny from Mobile Legends? Anyways, her question. Oh, it's not a question. Congrats for hitting 100. Clapping hands. Thanks, Steph. Next question. This one comes from my cousin at TylerRosell. Follow her at TylerRosell. TylerRosell. Without any vowels. Tips on getting/staying fit. Charot. But not charot. Crying, laughing face. Okay, tips on getting fit. I think it's pretty simple. If you want to get fit, you have to have that moment where like you're not happy with yourself, you know? You gotta get to that point where you don't think your body is good enough. And I'm not promoting like body shaming, but I'm saying like for you personally, you have to look in the mirror and think, I'm not happy with my body. I'm not happy with my appearance. And I'm not saying it's all about appearance, but part of feeling good is looking good. So I think getting fit, you just have to look yourself in the mirror. And how do you do this? I always close my eyes and I imagine what I would look like 5 to 10 weeks from where I am now by doing what I'm doing. 5 to 10 weeks. What will I look like? Will I look like this? Or will I still look the same? If I do look the same, then I think something is wrong and I need to change it, you know, change my routine. Don't compare yourself to others, but have a goal or like have a person that you emulate. Like for me, I have this friend. His name's Andrew Sacris. I got you, Andrew. This guy is a bodybuilder. We're the same age, but he looks like he can curl me, you know? Like I always have it in my mind. This is for you, Andrew. Like, damn, I gotta catch up to that guy. Like, I don't know why, but like when I see him working hard, I'm like, I'm not working hard enough. And then I start doing 300 more squats, you know? That's the getting fit part. Staying fit can be just as hard or harder as getting fit in some ways. You can work out straight for like 2 or 3 months, get a good body, and then you're like a couch potato for the next few weeks. It only takes a couple days for you to get detrained. So staying fit, I think it's more about diet, staying fit, which is that's like 90% of getting fit, the diet itself. So I think you gotta get your head in the game. Get your head in the game. Next question. This one comes from my co-intern before. Follow her at Dana Clarice. Thanks for the question. I didn't even answer it yet. Your views on what's happening in America and the Philippines. Okay, so let's just get straight into it. Personally, I haven't experienced racism like compared to what my peers might have felt or other people, strangers, people in America might feel. And I think it's just so sad because like what power did God give to someone that allows them to discriminate to another person or discriminate against a race? You know, like who gave this person the authority to say that they're better or say somebody is like inferior to them? I think it just goes back to the idea that we were taught young. It's literally called the golden rule. Treat others the way you want to be treated. It's crazy. If I was there, I would be protesting with them. I would be walking the streets with my family and my friends. As a minority, you protest the majority, but that's what we have. What can we do other than try and instill real change? Anyways, for the Philippines part, what can I say? Philippines, still the Philippines. It's more fun here, more tropical, but the downside is we're corrupt as hell. So next question. This one comes from my little brother. He doesn't have an Instagram. So 3 favorite movies. We'll start with 3. Passion of the Christ. This is a weird answer. I watched this when I was young and I can remember the whole movie. Like plays back in my mind whenever I think about it. Passion of the Christ, directed by Mel Gibson. That movie's crazy. Number 2, some people loved it, some people hated it. Number 2, Batman vs Superman. Of course, I'm Batman, pro Batman. But my number 1 favorite movie of all time is not based on Batman. It's actually based on Superman. The Iron Giant. Favorite movie of all time. If you haven't seen that movie, then go watch it. You will not regret, I swear. Next question. This one comes from my boy Chris Ray. Follow him on Instagram right here. Favorite Tarantino film. Before, I would say Kill Bill, but I don't think I was old enough to actually enjoy that movie. I just watched it and I was amazed, and it was so gory. Right now, I'm torn between Django Unchained and Inglourious Basterds. I'd probably have to go with Inglourious Basterds just because I can remember the movie a lot more I can Django. That might be because I've seen it like at least 3 times, where Django I've only seen it once. So, Inglourious Bastards. It's a movie about how they murdered Hitler, which is fictional, but... Next question. At Gendry Gomez. This is my clinical instructor. Follow her on Insta. What are 3 things you wish you had known before starting PT school? 3 things I wish I had known before starting PT school. I wish I had known. Good question, miss. Number 1, you gotta invest in good karma. What do I mean by this? Like, invest in having good relationships, good friendships, because it'll help you when you become a professional. Practice being a good student and you'll be a good professional, you know what I'm saying? And I did know that. I mean, I did find it out eventually. I have a really good group or circle of friends. I love my dynamic with them, you know, the way we interact and engage and everything. Number 2, I wish I had known that it's not easy. I mean, what can I say? 5 years as a physical therapy student. Still not graduated. Graduate me, CDU, please. It's challenging, which is not a bad thing. I'm pretty sure that all programs, college programs, have some form of challenge. I kind of didn't know how hard it would be, how challenging it would be. There's a lot of memorization. Math versus science, I'm more math, so I thought I would always be math related. To think that I would be in a health science related course, so.
Ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it.
Number 3, damn, you gotta keep on going to school. Going to school for physical therapy does not end once you graduate from physical therapy. You gotta keep on learning. Well, it makes sense because much like any health professional or paramedical course, medicine never stops progressing, you know, it's always progressing, evolving. It's never stagnant. Next question comes from my friend Jason. Follow him on Instagram at Jason Lazarte. What is your personal goal? Finish physical therapy school, become a good physical therapist, open my own gym. I want to be successful to the point where I can retire young and I can spend a lot of money on my children, of course, my family, but also spend a lot of money on my nieces and my nephews. Nah, that's a generic answer. Personal goal, I want to have a dream house, 6 to 8 bedrooms, where 1 bedroom is strictly for gaming. I want to have an overhead shower, that the square type, you know, where the water just falls down. I want to have air dryer for my whole body. One actual goal that I have is I want to buy my parents an RV so they can go cross country, because my dad loves to drive. Armory with 3 E's Seno. This is again Rowena. Follow her on Instagram here. Again, this is the little sister of my girlfriend. So, unsa ka maldita si ate for my English viewers. How much of a is my sister? Nah, I'm just kidding. So that just means like maldita refers to like attitude. How attitudey is my sister? Scale from 1 to 10, at least 15. Nah, I'm just playing, baby. 6 or 7. But I think, don't take that as in a bad way. I think everybody can have an attitude. It's not just women. When you're in a relationship, you want to have somebody who has some sort of attitude. When somebody has an attitude, that just means they're passionate about something, you know? You don't want somebody who's just so mundane and boring. Of course, if you're passionate about something, you'll fight for it. So if you're passionate about a relationship, you'll fight for it, even if it means fighting your partner, which I do not always condone, but it's all good. Who cares?
Thank you.
Thanks for that question. Ooh, another question from Rowena. Follow her Instagram. Favorite thriller movie? Probably go with Invisible Guest. I just love a good story. And I love movies that have twists, you know, like, because they really get you thinking. Next question. My boy, John Earl Sweeko. Follow him on Instagram right here. How are you able to maintain a good study habit during quarantine? I need help. Ha. Ha ha. Ha. H. Thanks for that question, Earl. By saying how do you maintain, I think it's because I'm the smartest guy you know. Nah, I'm just like...
Bitch, stop playing so much!
Okay, so how to maintain a good study habit? Priority management. Because priority is better than time management. 1, you gotta find out your priorities, you know. I mean, that's just general knowledge, you know. Spend more time on the thing you have more trouble with. But I think it's about how you read. It's not about reading everything. It's about how you read. Scan everything first before you read it. And it depends how you do it. If you scan with highlighters, scan with a pencil, scan by putting marks, or just scan by reading it straight up. Our brains are so powerful, so like when you scan through something once, you'll be able to pick out keywords that you can use in the future, like when the exam comes up or if you're asked a question about it. Another thing, ergonomics is so important, you know, like be in a position where you're comfortable, but don't be in a position that you would fall asleep in. Recline your chair a little or Study on a stool so that you're kind of standing up. The number one thing I always say, use 5217. What is this? 5217. There was a study, I can't really recall it when. Then they produced an app called 5217 that a person is most effective, most efficient when they work for 52 minutes straight and then take a break for 17 minutes. Why? I don't know. Just refreshes your mind. And then after that 17 minutes, get back to 52 minutes and then 17. So you gotta work efficiently and prioritize over time management. So, you know what I'm saying? Dream vacation. Easy. Rome. Why Rome? I don't know. But my dad's name is Romer. So maybe that's why. How tall are you? 6'2" with shoes. Next question. What talents do you have? Lying about my height. Next question. Oops, it's the last one. Okay guys, so that was the video. I hope you enjoyed. It might be longer than expected, but there were a lot of questions and I really enjoyed answering them all. So next time I ask you guys questions on social media, hit me up with your questions so maybe I can answer them. So that's it guys. Thanks for helping me hit 100 subscribers. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel now and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, if you were entertained. Yeah, okay guys. See you on the next video. As always, have safe and stay fun everyone.